Hello everyone and welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Wild King Thunderbeak. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which video or what else you'd like to see in a video. So onto the figure himself. Here we have a Thunderbeak in his robot mode and it looks really good. He's definitely got some big feet. I would like to see maybe these be the front and that be the heels, but oh well. That looks, good enough. Take a quick look at that face sculpt. It definitely reminds me of a Seeker, like Starscream or Thundercracker. But you get that nice kind of all spark blue all throughout the figure. Just really pops against that kind of a army green and this yellow, which who knew this was going to be a color combination. So, yeah. And as you can see right down here, he comes with a lot of accessories. Comes with 2 wings painted beautifully with that all spark blue. Comes with the final crest for the ultimate combined mode with a little bit of gold right there. He gets his energy logo and the Pteranodon head with the nice red for the eyes, all spark blue for the crest. Yeah, looks really good. Now, what can you do with all these? Well, what I like to do personally is connect the energy piece to the crest, give him that as a weapon, and then coming to the Pteranodon head, you want to make sure it is facing down with the one peg out. Then grab one of the wings, make sure that the claws are facing upwards. So get this plugged in, and then you're going to plug this into his back, and that is one option you can do. Of course, you can always just take the energy logo and just plug it onto the chest, like all the other ones, and have that as a weapon. Completely up to you. But I think that looks really good. Now, granted, this will limit the articulation. He won't get, back or the full, basically he won't get the full 360. So I've not found a better way to store these other than maybe flip-flopping them, and, even then they're still going to bump in, but at least you won't have a wingspan. So, there's something like that. So you can basically plug these in wherever there's a 5mm port, plug it in there, plug it into the shin if you want to have that, give them as a blade of sorts, whatever your imagination says. You even can dual wield them in a weird sense. Sure. Transformers Energon, anyone? So, anyways, as far as articulation, nothing at the head, shoulders full 360, out that far, bicep rotation, 90 degrees of elbow bends. You get get this head out of the way so I can grab it. Waist joint, legs move forward that far, back of that far. You get full splits, thigh rotation, and 180-degree knee bend. Now he gets the added bonus of foot articulation. Not that it's helpful in anything, but it's there. So yeah. But getting that guy back down for a real quick size comparison. Here we have G2 Sideswipe. So again, basically mini bot sized. And it looks really good. So yeah. Overall, a very good looking figure. Just has a lot of accessories that have no place to go outside of Pteranodon mode. So even in his limb modes, they get in the way, and we'll get into that later, what I personally do. So, but anyways, let's get down to transformation. So just remove all the accessories. And you also want to go ahead and plug these two together and set that off to the side. And let's get started. Now, his transformation is different. So to start off with, it's pretty much the same. Fold back the backpack, flip in the head, fold it up, fold up the arms, tap them together, rotate so the fists are facing down, and fold them up. And here's where it gets different. So bring down the leg, flare it out, bring down the leg, flare it out. Then you want to fold back the feet, and set that back there. Take the Pteranodon head and plug in the two wing sections, and make sure that the pegs are cleared of this entire section. because what's going to happen is these two pegs right here will go into those two ports right there. So get that plugged in, then take the tail and it will plug in right back here. Now granted, nope, okay, never mind. Thought for some reason you could, but nah, not shallow enough. So, but there you go. There you have the Pteranodon mode. And honestly, this looks really good. Would have been nice to see maybe that Allspark blue kind of continue down right there, just to kind of make the wing look a little more coherent. But they did a really good job to give us a different animal transformation whilst using basically the same parts. So yeah, looks really, really good. So take a quick look at that face sculpt once more. Get a lot of details. Looks really good. Now, as far as articulation, this is where he suffers. You can't get any wing flap motions unless you use the legs, and then that just is going to look just jarring. So there's no head articulation, no beak opening. The feet can move down and rotate out and all that. So that's all the articulation you're going to get, other than shaking his tail feathers. So, but as far as size comparison, here is Sideswipe standing next to the Pteranodon mode, and yeah, that's a good size wingspan. So yeah, overall, very, very big figure for his size. So now he's got two more transformations for this figure, and that's mainly because he can form a backpack as well. So I'm going to show you as an arm and a leg first before we do backpack. So get this unplugged, and you can leave this in since, all that. But if he's going to become an arm, you obviously would take this off and plug it onto Megatron. Set that off to the side. Come to the wings and unpeg those. Set that all off to the side. Next, just bring down the legs. Combine them together. Get them to combine. And do that. Nope, come on. There we go. Bring up the arms, and then just kind of straighten this out, flip back the feet, and also fold them out. So that way they can plug into place. Do the same thing for this side. And there you go. There you have arm mode. Now what's funny is the instructions don't say to, flip that down and plug this in as a weapon of sorts. Now, granted, you can do that if you want, perfectly optional. Another thing you can do is have the one peg and have it like a weird sword thing, whatever you want to do. So, and also the instructions want you to plug this onto the shoulder, but then that leaves the wings. What do you do with the wings? Well, you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring in Megatron again. So we're going to lift her right on up. All right, so per the instructions, they want you to go ahead and plug this on. You're going to be removing his tail and bringing in this section right here. It'll plug onto the shoulder. Take the Pteranodon head, plug that on, and then just plug on the wings. And theoretically, this is good. It has, part storage for everything. That's keyword theoretically. If you have a 5-bot Megatron, well, where do you put this? Yeah, I don't know. Because that should be on top and everything. So I don't think they fully thought this through, other than maybe as a crappy little sword thing that you can put in his hand. So, but we're not going to be using him as a, an arm. What I end up doing is using him as a leg, where as a leg, I would, just going to leave this floating, just unplug these sections right here, taking this, it will plug right up here, and yes, it's going to, or do I plug it down here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I plug it in up top. My bad. So you plug it in up top, and then you bring in the pieces right here, and that will just hug all around the leg. And that looks a lot better, in my opinion. I'll give a place for this and have everything stored, because you would leave the crest on his shoulder. So there is that. So I'm going to lower us back down to ground level for 1 minute so I don't have to keep flying. All right, so give me just 1 minute. I got to do something to Megatron before I show you the fourth mode. All right, so Megatron is now all prepped for his final transformation. You just want to remove this section right here, set it off to the side for right now. You want to bring down the legs, come to the arms. You want to go ahead and bring them down and then rotate them forward. Rotate his hands so they're facing up. Do the same thing for this side. Next, come to the legs, split them, bring them out to the side. You can rotate and flip up the foot as well. Flip up at the knee. Do the same thing for this side. So get this, flip down, rotate at the hip, flip this up, and there is that. Next, you want to bring in the wings, and they will just plug into the shin right here. So get that plugged in. I do wish that the feet tabbed in. That would have been very, very nice. You know, just something to secure them into place. Now, granted, you can also have them this way if you would like. I'm actually going to do that. I think it looks just a little bit better. And it makes the wings look a little bit more pronounced. Then come flip them around, bring the Pteranodon head, and you want to have it facing upwards, like this. So now that we have that going on, set that back there. You want to bring in the crest, bring in his piece, plug it in, and we're bringing in all these other sections. These will plug on to the various holes. So get that plugged on, get that plugged on, get this, and that. So now that we have that going on, we're bringing in Megatron once more, and plug this tail in. Okay, there we go. So bringing in Megatron, raising back up, and the nice thing about the combined mode is you can actually have him hold the gun. So anyways, you can plug this piece on. You got those two pegs plugging into the top two ports. So get this plugged on, and Optimus so graciously let us borrow Hydrofrint. Anyways, go ahead and rotate Megatron around to the back. You got those two ports, or those two pegs, sorry, going into those two ports on his chest. Maybe angle his arms up just a little bit. Get this to plug on, and it plugs on very securely. Then just fold down the arms, and there you go. There you have Ultimate Megatron in combined mode, minus one dinosaur element. And yeah, this is a very, very interesting combination. This is like Power Rangers level of stuff. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I love the new crest. Having him back here just works. I kind of wish that the wings were a little bit more pronounced, but what you get is pretty good. So yeah, definitely looking forward to hunting down, because I did not pre-order it, for the water dinosaur. Hopefully someone gets it in relatively close to MSRP. So yeah, one more complaint is I kind of wish his arms tabbed in. As far as I know, they don't tab in anywhere, and it would have been nice for that, the dinosaur arm. So yeah, but at least everything has a place, so I'm happy about that. So I think that is about it. The figure's good. No real major complaints other than maybe like in this form, these don't tab in. And, sometimes you're left with parts left over. But overall, still a solid figure. But anyways, that is it for this video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.